I got fired in the month of December. Now I know what you're thinking. December is supposed to be a chill, easy time to have a job. Because let's be honest, not much is getting done in the month of December. Because these corporations, they give you, if you're lucky, 2 weeks vacation time. But when are you really going to take it? You might have one of those 2 weeks that you can take during the year. Maybe you have to take off for your kids' spring break, or maybe you have an annual family vacation that you go on, or maybe you just need to take a break to just recharge halfway through the year. That leaves you with 1 week vacation. And there's never a good time to take vacation. So people wind up just waiting until the very end of the year. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get Christmas week off or New Year's week off, especially if you don't have tenure. No, that's going to go to your manager, to the vice presidents, all those folks. But maybe the first or second week in December, or maybe the second or third week in November, you could actually take that second week off. All that to say, there should not be much happening in December between people taking vacations and winding down for the year, and just, it's hard to do business in the month of December. So how could I possibly get fired in December? Because this is supposed to be one of the happiest times of the year, especially knowing that if you've worked hard all year, the month of December, you're supposed to kind of be rewarded and maybe you could chill a little bit. But I got laid off right before Christmas, right before the holidays. And it's not just that, like when you're laid off, you don't just show up the next day anymore at a competitor and say, hey, I got laid off, you have a job for me. No. What you have to do is wait, sometimes weeks, months. Some of you guys have said that you've been trying for over a year to find a brand new job. So you're without a job in December. I think I got laid off December 11th or something like that. And what are you supposed to do? That whole holiday season is basically ruined. You're not able to comfortably buy Christmas presents for your friends, for your family. You're not comfortably able to even really relax because now you're spending the entire holiday season applying for jobs. If you're lucky, you could get an interview or two, but let's be serious. Who is really going to be able to land a job in the month of December? Because you have your interviews. Yes, but you're going to have interviews with managers and vice presidents, and I've already talked about the fact that those folks are basically taking the month of December off. So I don't know how you're supposed to land a job in December, especially if you've just been laid off. So it really ruins your whole holiday season. There's a lot of gloom, there's a lot of doom, and there's not much hope. And on top of that, I signed a 1-year contract when I started working at this organization. Now I get it, all of the USA is basically a at-will country where you can quit at any time and you could also be fired at any time. I don't know how every country in the world works, but I've worked closely with folks in India, and for them, they basically have to give like a 2 or 3 month notice before they can quit. Now, as a US citizen, you can quit anytime. Now, it's frowned upon to just leave your job without giving like a 2 weeks notice, but it is possible. So usually you have to give the 2 weeks notice, and when you're being laid off or fired, I mean, they could come up to your desk and say, sorry, bud, today is your last day. We're walking you out like a criminal. I mean, that's how bad it could be. For me, I think I was given like a week heads up that, hey, we're not going to renew the contract. And I said, that's fine. The contract ends in February, things weren't going as smoothly with the rest of my teammates as I would like anyways, okay. But no, it wasn't, we're not renewing your contract in February when it's supposed to end. It's, we were talking and, for the next year coming up, we're just not going to have your team because we were a third-party contracted team. And it's like, well, what was the point of even saying that I could have a job until February? I'm not expecting to have a 1-year contract for 5-6 years, but if I would have known and thought about the fact that they would even try to honor the 1-year contract and giving me the extra 2-ish more months, then I would have just been looking for a job the whole time. And I would have tried to leave that contract early. But I was trying to do my level best to honor the contract, and they were not doing their best to try to honor their end of the contract. So it was very upsetting, very discouraging, because like I said, the month of December is supposed to be a time where you're enjoying yourself, you're wrapping up some things for the year, you're maybe game planning for the next year, but no. They didn't have many resources probably on hand for December, because Lord knows they didn't have many resources to help us along the whole rest of the year. But they had enough resources and enough bandwidth to be able to lay off my entire team, including myself, which really, really stinks. So, I mean, let me know your experiences with this. Unfortunately, a lot of us have been laid off in our career, and I'd like to hear if you've been laid off in your career, because it just really stinks at any time, but especially in December. Have you been laid off in the month of December, around holiday time, maybe your birthday month? I mean, let me know down in the comments, and we'll interact and we'll talk about maybe some of the worst and most unopportune times to get laid off. I mean, there's never a good time, but I mean, right before Christmas just seems really dirty, really messed up. I mean, at least give you the time or pay you through the rest of the holidays. If they would have said, hey, on December 11th, all right, January 11th, your contract will be over, you get to work through the holidays, and then, you know, in January, maybe you can actually get interviews when it's not such a slow month for hiring, then I think I would have felt a little bit better by that. And if they would have said, hey, your contract's supposed to be up for your whole team in February, we're not going to renew it, to tell me that, sure. But like December 11th, you have like a week to get your stuff and get the heck out of here, is really unfortunate, and I do not like how they did that. But yeah, that's my story about how I got laid off in the month of December. And it just, you know, it just ties to the fact that I keep telling you guys, these companies don't care about you. You're just a number. You could be laid off at any time without remorse, without second thought, even if you think you're doing a good job, even if you ask for feedback. How am I doing? How can I do better? I did all those things. They didn't care. I'm not saying that the team around me couldn't have done a better job, but just to get laid off right before Christmas, right before the holidays, is really unfortunate, and I think that it really stinks. But let me know what you think about this situation, and let me know your personal stories down in the comments below. Talk to you later.